background radiation is radiation that can just be found naturally out and about, outside, anywhere in the country or in the world. Most of it comes from gas from the ground, so it's radon gas from the ground. Some of it comes from medicine. Some of it comes from cosmic rays. Food and drink. Bananas are slightly radioactive. Aberdeen is a little bit more radioactive than Glasgow because there's more granites in it, which is a bit more radioactive. The average background radiation in the UK is 2.2 millisievert, and that's something that you need to know. I'll let you have a read through the facts there, but there's quite some interesting facts about how much radiation comes from where. And how we measure radiation is we measure the activity of a source, of something that's radioactive. The activity of a radioactive source is the number of nuclei which disintegrate per second. So we said that to become more stable, atoms give out particles. Okay, so the nuclei give out particles. So each time a nuclei gives out a particle, it disintegrates. So activity is how often that happens. And the unit of activity is the becquerel, BQ, and it's named after Henri Becquerel. A source has an activity of 1 becquerel if the nucleus of one of its atoms disintegrates each second, giving out a particle or a ray. And the becquerel is quite small, so 1 kilogram of seawater has an activity of 10 becquerels. So quite often we're talking about very large amounts of becquerels, so megabecquerels, even bigger. So 1 kilogram of radium has an activity of 4 times 10 to the 12 becquerels, so that's 4 with 12 zeros. So to measure the activity, we use the equation activity is number of disintegrations, nuclei, or the number of particles given off, because they happen at the same time, divided by the time. Activity is in becquerel, times in seconds, and number of disintegrations or number of particles is just a number, it doesn't have a unit. So for example, a radioactive source has an activity of 850 kilobecquerels. We need to change that into becquerels. Calculate how many particles of radiation are given off in a time of 2 minutes, which we need to change to seconds. So activity is 850,000 becquerels. Time is 2 minutes, so 120 seconds. So activity is number of particles divided by time. So 850,000 is n divided by 120. So n is 850,000 times 120, which is 102 million. And it's just a number, there's no unit. The activity of a radioactive source decreases as time passes, since more and more of its nuclei disintegrate, fewer and fewer radioactive nuclei remain.